Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and today we are in Empire of Sin doing another exploit video. Well, to be specific, we're actually doing an exploit video to do with the original exploit that was in this game. Now, when that exploit was actually patched, fixed, I did actually say that that didn't really solve the exploit. You know, that the exploit wasn't really about disguising alcohol anyway, that really it was to do with the fact that the minor leagues had an unlimited supply of money. Well, maybe that wasn't strictly true. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean and how to get an unlimited supply of whiskey, which can then pretty much be sold for an unlimited amount of money to the minor league crews. Okay, so this exploit actually has two parts to it. The first part is the exploit as we know it, and the second part of the exploit is something that I actually got told about through a viewer who messaged me and let me know. So I'm now sharing it with you guys. So make sure you stick around for the second part of this exploit. Okay. So we go to trade with a boss that has cash that we want. Now this particular one has just under 10 grand. So we would go to trade with her and we disguise the alcohol as whiskey. Now remember, they removed the disguise alcohol part just from the minor leagues. Okay, so you can't disguise alcohol through the minor leagues now. We know that, but you can still do it with the bosses. Now the comeback from that is once they discover that, it's not actually whiskey you sold them, you're going to lose reputation with them. They're not going to be happy with you. But honestly, we don't care about that. What we want is the cash. And as you can see, 300 barrels of whiskey swill fetches just under 10 grand. And obviously you can use the same technique to go around to all the bosses and make sure you sap dry all of the cash in the game. Now obviously the later in the game you actually leave this, the more cash the bosses are going to have. If you do it first thing in the game, that's not going to help you. Now here's where the second part of the exploit actually comes in. If we go into the black market and we go on to sell, you can see that all of the janky weapons that you've been picking up, the weapons that you're not actually going to be using, the weapons that you normally use to trade, you get the unique weapons, they actually only sell for half the price. But when you're using them to buy stuff from the bosses, it's full price. Now, as you can see, Frank Donovan right now has no whiskey whatsoever. Now, this is a part of the exploit that I had no idea was a thing. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to sell all the swill that we've got to Frank Donovan. We're going to disguise it as whiskey. Now, as you just saw, he doesn't have any whiskey. So let's just get this all the way to the end. There we go. 490 swill. Disguise it as whiskey. This is the other good thing that I'm going to do anyway. So we're going to take all of his cash. He doesn't have a lot of cash. Then we can go over to anything else that we do want. Like, for instance, he has the American Wake, an absolutely amazing, unique rifle. He has all these things too. He has meds, he has explosives, whatever you want. Bob's your uncle. Basically, as far as he's concerned, you are selling him 490 crates of whiskey. And he wants that, he can use that. And so you can then buy all of the weapons that he has on him. Once he's accepted, you can then use those very weapons to buy that whiskey back. Now let that sink in for a second, what I just said. Remember, he had no whiskey, guys. But we just sold him swill disguised as whiskey. He thinks it's whiskey. The game, for this split second, thinks it's whiskey. He now has 490 bottles of whiskey on him. We can then buy that back with his own weapons that we just got off him and then sell it to the minor leagues for a lot of profit. Now let me just show you real quick as this slider goes all the way up. It's taken a minute, but, you know, you kind of get the idea. Basically, what's happening when you are disguising the swill as whiskey, it's going into Donovan's inventory as actual whiskey. Now, like I said, I'm now buying 490 bottles off him. And it's only cost me 4 janky weapons. Considering how much I just got off him, for pretty much the same deal, that is absolutely bloody amazing. You then take all of that whiskey to the minor leagues, any minor faction, doesn't matter who, and trade it, and just trade it as alcohol. No exploit needed. Like I said, these guys have got unlimited money. If you had 2,000 cases of whiskey, they would be able to buy 2,000 cases of whiskey. So you can do this at the beginning of the game. All you need to do is have access to swill and have access to a minor crew or a minor faction. Now, like I said, I would recommend jumping around the game right now, discovering all the bosses, then buying up all their swill, picking one of those bosses, after picking one of those bosses to sell all the whiskey to, making that whiskey, buying it back, and then selling it all to the minor leagues. And then you go, you have got 20 grand in almost no time at all. And that's it, guys. It is that simple to make a hell of a lot of money really early on in a game. Now, most people, when they start these gameplays, they are jumping around the map anyway. They are trying to find every single boss and where they are. They're trying to get every single loot crate they can at the beginning of the game as well. Now, this is going to enable you to do everything you need to do to make this exploit work. Some people don't like playing this game without money. I completely understand that. And that's why this exploit will help you. And, like I said, you will get an unlimited amount of money by doing it the way I said. But guys, I've been a monk, we've been a Crystal Curious. If you enjoyed this video, or maybe you found it entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's currently 95% of all viewers not subscribed, so it helps the channel out so much to have that subscription, and to really have you guys just, joining the community and helping everyone out. So if you guys have got any more tips, any more tricks, or maybe an exploit that I don't quite know about yet, put it down in the comments, and I will do my very best to share it with everyone I know, and either get it fixed or show as many people how to do it as possible. So guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Catch you later.
Entendido.